Glad ghosts. I knew Carlotta Fell in the early days before the war. Then she was escaping into art and was just Fell. That was at our famous but uninspired School of Art, the Thwaite, where I myself was diligently murdering my talent. At the Thwaite they always gave Carlotta the still life prizes. She accepted them calmly as one of our conquerors, but the rest of the students felt vicious about it. They called it buttering the laurels, because Carlotta was honourable, and her father a well-known peer. She was by way of being a beauty too. Her family was not rich, yet she had come into 500 a year of her own when she was 18, and that, to us, was an enormity. Then she appeared in the fashionable papers, affecting to be wistful with pearls, slanting her eyes. Then she went and did another of her beastly still lives, a cactus in a pot. At the Thwaite, being snobs, we were proud of her too. She showed off a bit, it is true, playing bird of paradise among the pigeons. At the same time she was thrilled to be with us, and out of her own set. Her wistfulness and yearning for something else was absolutely genuine, yet she was not going to hobnob with us either, at least not indiscriminately. She was ambitious in a vague way. She wanted to coruscate somehow or other. She had a family of clever and distinguished uncles who had flattered her. What then? Her cactuses in a pot were admirable, but even she didn't expect them to start a revolution. Perhaps she would rather glow in the wide, if dirty skies of life than in the somewhat remote and unsatisfactory ether of art. She and I were friends in a bare, stark, but real sense. I was poor, but I didn't really care. She didn't really care either, whereas I did care about some passionate vision which I could feel lay embedded in the half-dead body of this life, the quick body within the dead. I could feel it, and I wanted to get at it, if only for myself. She didn't know what I was after. Yet she could feel that I was it, and being an aristocrat of the kingdom of it, as well as the realm of Great Britain, she was loyal. Loyal to me because of it, the quick body which I imagined within the dead. Still, we never had much to do with one another. I had no money. She never wanted to introduce me to her own people. I didn't want it either. Sometimes we'd lunch together, sometimes we went to a theatre, or we drove in the country in some car that belonged to neither of us. We never flirted or talked love. I don't think she wanted it any more than I did. She wanted to marry into her own surroundings, and I knew she was of too frail a paste to face my future. Now I come to think of it, she was always a bit sad when we were together. Perhaps she looked over seas she would never cross. She belonged finally, fatally, to her own class. Yet I think she hated them. When she was in a group of people who talked smart, titles and beau monde and all that, her rather short nose would turn up, her wide mouth press into discontent, and a languor of bored irritation come even over her broad shoulders. Bored irritation and a loathing of climbers, a loathing of the ladder altogether. She hated her own class, yet it was also sacrosanct to her. She disliked, even to me, mentioning the titles of her friends, yet the very hurried resentment with which she said when I asked her, "Who is it?" "Lady Nithsdale, Lord Staines, old friends of my mother," proved that the coronet was wedged into her brow, like a ring of iron grown into a tree. She had another kind of reverence for a true artist, perhaps more genuine, perhaps not. Anyhow, more free and easy. She and I had a curious understanding in common, an inkling perhaps of the unborn body of life, hidden within the body of this half-death which we call life, and hence a tacit hostility to the commonplace world, its inert laws. We were rather like two soldiers on a secret mission into enemy country. Life and people was an enemy country to us both,